my Born Pretty. It's called the, let's go ahead and cure some black polish over this nail I made. Because normally you use magnetics over a black polish. That's to get the full effect. And well, for you guys to be able to see it on camera. This is a gel polish from Modelones 1. You want to put blacks on super thin with gels. So we'll be definitely doing 2 coats. I didn't finish file my nail, and this is what happens. I'll show you. I didn't finish file and I didn't clean with alcohol. It causes bubbles. You've definitely got to clean it with alcohol. So if you have bubbles forming, there are oils on it. Remember, I was just touching it. Of course, I didn't get the edges very good. I was just practicing late one night. The new poly I got in, and I found out the forms that came with it actually were straight. I was shocked. So you do need to buff your nails. For all those that have questions I've seen on so many channels, if you make a smooth surface, do you need a finish file? Well, if you want to paint it, yes you do. You just saw that here. So just a light buff. You want the grit you want a little grit just to grab a hold. No matter how smooth you make that nail, the gel polish will just not adhere to it very well. On my real hand, I would have cleaned that cuticle right on up. So all those people that want to know if you use a reverse form, do you need a finish file? The question was just answered for you. Yes, you do if you want to top coat it. Put any type of coating on top, you will need to finish file that nail. At least a light buff. That's all I did. I never filed it. I just did a light buff right now. You want the oils all gone and the shine gone. See if I did a good enough buff. Just use some alcohol. That will prevent any fungal infections under your gel polish. It's a good sanitary practice to do. Really get into the cuticle area, the folds of your skin. We all call cuticles. Technically this nail doesn't have a cuticle because, well, dead skin don't accumulate on a fake finger, right? But it's good to keep practice. Even under the nail, you want to clean those out. Even my nails, I'll go and wipe it with alcohol, spritz it with alcohol, clean it out. Alcohol is really great because it dries so fast. Okay, we'll go again. Gel polishes, I do like to do the ends first, just because it's easier. And then you sort of push it up to the cuticle, but don't go right on the cuticle. You don't want this stuff adhering to your skin because then it will cause lifting. Same with dip powders, regular polish, you don't want it. The more opaque the polish, the thinner you want it to be. I'm just swinging it into my lamp. Oops, I relocated my stand to relocate my lamp. Swing it and nuke it. Don't put your polish bottles in front of your lamps. And let's see how this Born Pretty. This is not a gel polish, this is a regular polish. I've never used a regular magnetic polish in my life. So, even forget, it doesn't even have a ball in here to stir it with, mix it with. At least it doesn't say gel, so we're going to try. I've seen other people's having problems getting, oh, this is a cool effect in and of itself. Would show up on your natural nail beds, a little more opaque, of course. probably won't be able to see anything. Ooh, that's cool. I would assume you need to hold it there while it's drying. The regular polish or gel polish, you would just instantly put it in the lamp to cure. That's a cool effect. That is cool. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's already dry. Let's do another layer. This would be just like your natural nail or a clear nail extension on the end. How it would look, I like the effect like this. I'm not always a bold kind of looking person. Again, I'm gonna do the flower. I would assume I need to hold it here until it dries because the other one, gels, you cure right after. I've seen some people having problems with holding the magnet, or had some people with problems with the magnet not working because I assume the polish wasn't dry. Look at that cool effect. Isn't that cool? I like this. I bet you can get some cool effects raking it around too. Thumbs up, born pretty on this tool. Okay, let's show it over a black. This is only one coat, cured for 30 seconds. If you want it to show up really, really striking, you would do it over 2 coats of black. Again, most of you know that I'm not a regular polish user. Let's use the other half. It's making lines in it. Kind of a, I don't know what you would call that effect. It's cool though. I admit it's pretty cool. You don't touch the polish, especially if it's a regular polish. That's kind of a cool effect as well. It's hard to describe to everyone out there. It's kind of texture-like effect. It's not a cat eye. You can get it cat eye with this. It won't do it once it's dry. Let's go ahead and put a second coat on. This does have a second coat on. My regular polishing skills are so subpar, especially I never had long nails when I used regular polish. And of course, if this was me, I'd clean up my cuticles. I can do that afterwards. Let's try to get that effect again. It's weird. It does make the lines in it. It's got to go really slow. But this would look really better with a gel polish. Polish just dries way too fast in the summertime. So I touched it. No, no, don't touch it. Well, you know what it would look like. Just playing around with it. I'm thinking I'm gonna try this with a gel polish version of cat eye. This happens, I have one already set up. This is the same black polish in gel. Look at that little design, that's so cool. I'm gonna try that design again. This is a gel polish now. See, it's so much easier to work on the hand versus, let's just switch it out. It is a lot easier to work on a fake hand versus on your own hand. So just slip it in. And this is how much of the nail that wasn't exposed. I could have pulled it out longer. So some arts I'll be doing on stand, some arts I'll be doing on a fake plexi finger. Get that one out of the way. I know some of you are into regular polishes, so I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. This is a cool, pretty color all by itself without the magnetic effect. I spilled it. It's pretty cool. I like that. I like it just this effect. That's cool to me. Everybody's got their own tastes. Now this is the Models 1 that I reviewed before. This was the set I won that BabyGirlNails collabed to bring us. Everybody's buying them now on Amazon. They had a great sale. I happen to have won it off of her channel after they were first created. She collabed to bring us the set. And I like to mention that every time I post about it because people's ideas are used. They need to be mentioned. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Now some of you will see why I like gels better than regulars. Because you can always let it set and redo the cat eye stuff. I'm not liking this side of the pen for me as much. It does make lines though. It's pretty cool. I like this side. You can make multiple flower patterns. And it's holding pretty well. Let's just redo it a little bit. I'm just reorganizing the little atoms in it, whatever you call it, the molecules, the magnetic particles. It looks like I put more on, which I did, but I took it off at the same time. Just trying to get a better effect. Ooh, I like this. And you want to nuke it fast, at least a flash cure. Wasn't prepared to do this. This tool is pretty cool. I do have a code for the Born Pretty store, NOI 112. It'll save you 5% or 10%, I'm sorry. NOI 112 will save you 10%. Look at that cool effect. That's so cool. Now this you could top coat and make it shiny. But remember that set had that matte. Let's try that out. Oh, I wish I could give you a look in my lamp. Let's matte it up. Look, it'll be shiny. And it's shiny anywhere you don't get the top coat. So you may need to go in and do an extra top coat. Okay, I pulled it out. It comes out 100% matte right off of the bat. That is a cool look, especially in the fall. So you can do it with the Born Pretty, you can do it with whatever, gel, who knows, whatever you like. This was the Born Pretty over a clear nail. This was the Models 1. I just picked it up because it's a gel polish. I'm a gel user. I used it over the Models 1 base that came with my kit. And we also talked about the reason why you want to wipe off your nail first, why you need a finish file, even if you use a dual form to make an extension. Because of that very situation we just saw, it'll be too smooth to adhere polish or gel polish to, but if it's in the color that you already want, you can try to top coat it if you want. If you don't want to top coat it, that's your prerogative. I just like to top coat my nails. Matte or shiny, either way. This was regular polish, you saw that bubbling up on the gel polish. But that's why you need to buff it. You don't have to finish file necessarily, but you do need to buff it very lightly just to get a little grit. Even if it's your regular natural 100% nail, for gel to adhere, you need to buff it just slightly, nothing crazy. I wish I had a third finger. This is where my hand would come in handy at. This is just how it would look over a natural nail with or a clear extension. It's pretty cool. Love this effect. Cool tool. Born Pretty came out with a cool tool. This is the magnet pen. It looks like this on the one end. I touched it to the polish. You do want to clean off your tools if you touch it to anything afterwards. Alcohol, I recommend the 99% or at least 90%. It's just stronger. If you have 70%, that'll work. Remember, I do recommend higher percent. Remember to keep everything clean. I have to use acetone on this because it is, or polish remover because it is a regular polish. But I always take alcohol to my work surface after I do my manicures and videos, just to keep it clean, sanitized for my protection, so to speak. That's just a good habit in a salon or at home. I sanitize on my tools. I'm interested in getting one of those UV sanitizers. Your polish bottles, to keep them fresh, get out a lint-free wipe and clean off the rim if you get any on there. And this is a pretty new little bottle they came out with. I keep forgetting you can't take off polish with alcohol. I'm so used to the gels. It's sanitized. And if you don't cure your black gels well, don't use a thin coat, this can happen. I used 2 fairly thin coats. I only cured for 30 seconds. It was a brand that was having issues with their curing. And yeah, it has issues. But this can happen if you use it thick. It'll look nice and glossy, perfect like this, and then a couple hours or days later, it'll bubble up like this. What that means is you basically dried the top, but light did not penetrate to the bottom layer. So it never cured the bottom. It's just like having pudding in your refrigerator. The top will get crusty after a few days. The bottoms remain soft. Same principle here. The light just didn't penetrate all the way through this gel. This was sent to me privately for test, and yeah, they were having issues. I even cured it for 1 minute, and the results were the same. 1 minute for the first layer, 1 minute for the second layer. It just didn't work even in my pro lamp. And this is common with very, very opaque polishes, especially blacks, to have this happen. This happens sometimes when people use regular polish that's not dry with the top coat of gel over it. This is what people talks about happens, the wrinkling. That's what can happen. It's kind of a cool effect though. You just can't predict how it's going to happen. And if you mush it, it will be wet underneath, and I'm not going to touch that because it'll be all over the place. So that was my review of, that's my all over the placeness. My review of the Flexi Finger, Flexi Hand. They're on Instagram, they're on YouTube, showing the product. And their website, again, this is their card that comes with all their products. It says realistic silicone training finger for nail technicians. They have a long version and short version of the 5 fingers. And it's www.theflexi with an I finger.com.au because they are in Australia. If you want to scan that code, if you can, go right ahead, pause your screen. That's their full instructions. You can follow them on Instagram. If you follow me, you'll see some posts from them. I'll be tagging them in pictures of this. I'll put below what their handle is on Instagram. So I gave you a little nail art too besides reviewing their product. I do recommend this for nail art, for doing extensions on, especially if you want to play around with some of the crazy stuff like the aquarium nail that we all saw someone do to her boyfriend the other day. I was sitting back thinking, oh my goodness, hard gel should not come off, but thank goodness she did not prep that nail properly first, because most hard gels are file off. Please remember that when you're out there doing this. If you're getting into hard gels versus acrylic, most of them are file off. You cannot use acetone to remove these. There are soak off hard gels now available. Accents has them, many brands have them. I was rather shocked they got that off. because if you don't prep properly, it will peel up. That poor guy could have had his nail bed pulled off. I've had it with, you know, most of you know I have problems with these two nails. I've got a little lift going on here, but I'm waiting for that Accents product to come in. It popped off the other day. I just put a little layer down. I didn't even prep it. I just put it down so it looked okay for the video. But we rescued someone's lost pet the other day, just yesterday. I've got to take care of this, otherwise I will get water trapped in there, dirt, and it will be a mess. But I'll show you what happens. It's already happened to my nail. It happens to me 100 times. If you pull this off, your nail will be so thin under here. See this right here? It just popped off while I was eating a bag of chips the other day. And it is so thin because half my nail bed is now gone. So I didn't prep this properly when I went ahead and redid it. Just wanted to look a little bit better for my videos. And I'm waiting on that product to come in to test it. It's for difficult fingers, problem fingers, quote unquote, problem fingers. And yes, these are my two problem fingers. This one's still going pretty strong. It's got a little lift here. This is my second one, but it's been about 2 months now. It was a month I had to redo just in this spot right here. But these are your most active fingers. They would be the most prone to lifting if you're righty. And I admit, I'm not used to wearing extensions. Gel polishes before this would not stick. So I do use them as tools occasionally. I need to get out of that habit. But I believe I didn't prep all the way right here. My nail grew out underneath somehow. I don't know how. Excuse the orange. That's not staining. That's from me getting into my chips. This side actually isn't lift necessarily. It's because I infilled it. Because I missed a little spot. The side away from you, you tend to miss. When you're doing it on yourself. I didn't prep it. And I just put some on and it comes off. And it will take your nail bed off if you're not careful. If you don't have weird oddball fingers like mine where they pop off sometimes on these two fingers, you will have major problems with your nail bed. This one is so thin. I mean, I've got to file this off right now. It's hurting right now. Well, we'll go ahead and, for the sake of science, show you. This is if you don't properly prep your nail bed, what will happen. See, my overlay came off because I didn't properly prep it. And this had already happened the other day. It took off my nail bed. You can see that. This is paper thin right here. But those that know me know that I have a problem with it anyways. I just slapped some on to do my video the other day and I didn't prep it. But if you're going to use hard gel for your very first time, I would suggest you get something like this to practice on, a fake nail on a stand like this. Practice your hard gel. Touch it, but don't cure it on your finger to see if you have an allergy, because you will need to file it off. You normally cannot pop them off like this. This is very tender now because I popped it off the other day. I didn't even know it. I was just watching YouTube and all the good stuff you normally do. And now I've got pieces of nail bed coming up. Yeah, that doesn't feel too swift. It's very sensitive now, especially since I'm used to having hard gel on there for the past 2 months. And the nail bed is super thin. If Christine from Simply Nailogical would have prepped it properly, it would have adhered to Ben's finger. He would have been in the same predicament as me. They would have been going to a salon trying to get it filed off. Sorry about that, my memory card ran out on me. I got a little long-winded today. Forgot to delete my other card. Again, if you're doing hard gels, if you prep properly, they will not soak off unless they're rated as soak off hard gels. So please don't do what you saw done this past Saturday, putting it on a natural nail. a hard gel. You have to be very careful because they are file off. Most cases they are file off. They will clearly state they are soak off if they are soak offable, or you will have this same problem right here. It would not pop off like this normally. Trust me, it will not, and it will ruin your nail bed like this. Don't do it, please. Black gel polish, the cat eye polish that I won earlier with the Born Pretty Store stick, and the Born Pretty Store polish with the stick as well. These are pretty cool, gotta tell you, pretty cool. Again, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you be you, I'll be me. That's all we can be in this world. Life's not a competition. Just enjoy yourself and have fun. Bye-bye, till next time. If your button down below, the subscribe button is red, please push it so that it'll be gray. I'd really appreciate it. Bye-bye and have a great day. Till next time, you be you, I'll be me. Bye-bye.